Alright, hello everybody. This is Lyrical and welcome back to the 25 Days of Halloween. You're joined by not only me, but my beautiful, wonderful fiance, Alice, if she would like to say hi.
Hello.
Hello. And as you all know, I love her very much. So yeah, I'm super happy to finally be back at her place again. We've been super busy today, so it's going to be a late and short video, this one, so I won't be able to finish all the chapters tonight, but that's okay. We'll do what I said I would do with Contract Demon, in which we will complete the rest of it as part of like a separate video, basically. But we can at least try to complete a chapter or two in this video for Witchboy Wednesday. So, welcome to the witchy goodness that is these precious boys. So, we would like to continue from here. Alright, so to recap, Periwinkle is an Aurora magician, and he's brought his order to his client Astragalus after a lovely first date with the candy shop boy Pastel from Syrup and the Ultimate Sweet, and they are hecking precious. And at this specific moment, Perry has brought some actual pastels to Astra, and he's like, "Oh, that reminds me, he sold me some candies that share his name. Would you like to try?" And this is where we were up to, so sure, how could a witch turn down free candy? Periwinkle digs into his bag and pulls out one of the pastels. He hands the candy to Astragalus, who promptly unwraps it and pops it into her mouth. Oomph. Oh, these are good. Where'd you say this candy shop was? Not far from here. I'll give you directions. Yeah. Shortly after telling Astragalus where to find Atelier Sweets, she unceremoniously kicked me out. She'd long finished putting all those bottles away, after all. With money in my pocket and no more work to be done for the moment, I am free to begin pursuing my next date. But wherever shall I go? It's a weekday, too early for parties, too early for drinks. I suppose I could return home and straighten up the place. However, why would I busy myself with chores when I could be celebrating another order successfully filled? Before Periwinkle can decide on where to go, a familiar witch approaches him. Periwinkle? Oh, Cassia, so lovely to see you. Yay, I'm so glad we ran into each other. How to describe Cassia? She's exceedingly cuddly. We met at a party one night, during which she latched onto my arm and never let go. Quite endearing. Since then, we've gone on little dates from time to time. She really loves my magic, so I tend to spoil her whenever we're together. Did you need something, dear? Yes. I tried coming over last night, but you didn't seem to be home. Aw, you came to visit me? I'm flattered. I must have been out to dinner at the time. Sorry that I missed you. Oh, it's okay. I was mostly looking to talk. So, if you're available right now, do you want to go to a cafe? That sounds perfect. I would love to. Yay! Also, Cassie is freaking adorable, and Alice had to BRB, but I hope she comes back in time to see why I love Cassia so much. So, here's Cassia, our good friend, and occasional dead friend, because Perry is pan as heck. Alright, so we're in the cafe, and we proceed from here. We take our seats at the nearby cafe. It's a pleasant, sunny little place. I've come here often with all sorts of other witches. Cassia orders her usual hot chocolate with extra marshmallows, while I decide on a simple rose tea. Oh, hold on. I'll save it here. Yeah. Ooh, Periwinkle, could you make my marshmallows smell like roses too? With pleasure. Periwinkle's wand dips from his sleeve, and he gives Cassia's cup a quick little tap. Ding! Hee hee, yay! It really smells just like roses. Just as you asked, dear. It may slightly affect the taste, so let me know if you'd like the spell undone. Cassia dips her spoon in and lifts the marshmallow to her lips, blowing on it lightly before popping it into her mouth. Munch. No, it's wonderful. She truly can find the joy in any little moment. Such a delight. Definitely a contender for the title of absolute cutest witch, though I would call her absolutely cute rather than the absolute cutest. It takes more than cuteness alone to earn the title of absolute cutest witch. That's where the difference lies, of course. But what am I thinking? How rude it is to begin ranking my dates in such a way. I must be stuck on the thought from my earlier conversation with Astragalus, trying to put Pastel's cuteness into words. He really is something special. It's all in the contrast. His polite, well-mannered and proper exterior, concealing such intense desire, begging you to make the first move, and then going ahead and taking it on his own as soon as you... Enough of that. There's someone else in front of me now, isn't there? Cassia continues happily sipping her hot chocolate before speaking up again. I missed you, Periwinkle. I've been so busy with packing, I haven't had a chance to see you at all. Packing? And just where are you headed off to? Oh, that's right, I never had a chance to tell you. I'm finally moving in with my partners. In 2 more days, the 3 of us will all be sleeping in the same bed. Yay! Polycule. My babe's not back yet. Hopefully she'll be back soon and I'll be able to show her. Oh, that sounds cozy. Congratulations. Thank you. I've looked forward to it for so long. It sounds like you're about to enter a lovely domestic life. You deserve it. I'm really happy. But, speaking of my partners, you've still never even met them. True, but I can imagine they're wonderful, just from how you've talked about them. Right, but, what if you didn't have to imagine? That's what I've been wanting to talk to you about. I was hoping we might all be able to go on a group date sometime. Oh? Yeah, because, I just think you're so wonderful, Periwinkle. I want them to know you, too. Although it sounds like fun, I'm a bit... Well, wait, before you say no. They're both very easygoing and so loving and nice. I can promise it won't be overwhelming. That, unfortunately, isn't where the issue lies, my dear. I know you said you didn't want to get involved before, but I just know that we would all get along so well. I'd like to reassure you however I can, but I understand if you still turn me down. Matters of love are so tricky, aren't they? I still recall the first time something like this was asked of me. I had been nervous going in, but I had also never entered a group situation before. I attributed my anxiety solely to that. However, it quickly became clear that I just wasn't suited to it at all. I do love to spoil each of my partners, but strictly one at a time. Perhaps I was left scarred by the breakdown in communication, the passionate fires of a long-established romance. Surely Cassia and her partners are magnificent people. It may indeed be fun for a night. But becoming entangled in committed relationships is something I've always avoided from the beginning, isn't it? This is all very sweet of you, but I do have to decline. I can't help but feel a little broken-hearted. I apologize. Truly, it's nothing personal. Oh, I know. I don't take offense or anything. It's just sad. Now that I'm going to be living with them and knowing you don't want to meet them, I think it's best we just break things off. Yes, I agree. As you said, it's for the best. So, they're not, romantically, okay, they kind of are, they're, casually dating. Which, at this point in time, it's what he's also been doing with Pastel. I hope we can still be friends, though. Of course. I'm sure our paths will cross every now and again. Yeah, thank you for always treating me so well, Periwinkle. It was my pleasure. Even casual relationships can end in breakups like this. This is largely why I tend to prefer one-night affairs. Things can just become so messy as needs evolve. One night, you say? As Cassie and I go our separate ways, I can't help feeling a little blue.
Perhaps I'll return home for the day after all. Periwinkle quickly changes into something more comfortable, dropping his bag unceremoniously onto the couch. I could use an afternoon nap. Yes, that's precisely what I need. I'll wake up feeling refreshed and ready to go back out on the town. He shoves some blankets aside and collapses onto the couch. When he does, the contents of his bag spills onto the floor. Alright, let me save a copy of this. And let's return home. Alright, so I'll be able to show Alice the scene when she comes back, and it'll be precious. I think she'll love it. He shoves some blankets aside and collapses onto the couch, and when he does, the contents of his bag spills onto the floor. Ah! Lazily leaning over to gather it up, he notices the candies from before. Was I too hasty in saying I'd hoped to see Pastel again? I suppose I'd forgotten the feeling of not being enough for someone. Usually these things tend to dissipate naturally without confrontation or notice. So when they don't, it stings. Periwinkle scoops up the candies, dropping all but one of them back into his bag. He settles into place on the couch, nestled in a tangled mess of blankets and cushions, and unwraps his chosen pastel. It is sweet, though. What a shame that would be if I never got to taste it again. That's right, I could never resist the promise of an entertaining night, no matter what may come down the line. I'm a hopeless hedonist after all, nothing to be done about that. Let fate decide then. If he comes, he comes. And if we never meet again, I can always hold on to the memory of our perfect date. Several hours later, there's a knock at the door. And right there on his doorstep, Periwinkle is pleasantly surprised to find Witchboy! Pastel, I wasn't expecting to see you again so soon. And treating me to another cute look, no less. Sorry, I couldn't stop thinking about... I realized last night I never actually got to sample your magic, the scents you mentioned. Oh, that's right. We were quite preoccupied, Yes, so that's why I'm here. He finally manages to make eye contact, but quickly averts his gaze once more. Were you in bed? Sorry, I shouldn't have come so late. These aren't even my sexiest pajamas. I didn't say anything about that. But to answer your question, no, I wasn't. Although I did take a nap earlier this afternoon, I've otherwise been enjoying a relaxing night in. And I'm so very glad I didn't end up going out. I would have missed out on this flustered mess. Would you like to come in? Pastel nods vigorously in response. Gay, homosexual, gay. Nods in gay. It's still a bit of a mess in here. I hope you don't mind. There's a path through. I've seen worse. Oh, maybe I'll let it spiral further into chaos then. I'm just so competitive, you know. I'm not sure that's a competition you'd really want to win. Perhaps not. Periwinkle carefully steps over some of his clutter to dig through one of the boxes in the far corner of the room. Here they are, my personal favorites. This row here contains some of the more potent scents, most of them for relaxation, things to calm the nerves. The rest I just happen to like, sweet scents like strawberry and banana, bubblegum and mango. Is there a reason you're only naming candy flavors? Must be a coincidence. Yeah, sure, Perry. Sure. Okay, Perry. If you say so, you little gremlin. Hi, baby. Babe, I need to show you the cutest thing.
Okay, what is it?
Alright, let me save this in the current save file. Right. So my baby's back. I keep forgetting the main menu there. Alright, do you remember when I said that there's a really cute character in this game?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I didn't mean to do that! continue. This is why I love her, and I think you'll love her too, and I just want your genuine reaction on her. Let's go back a little bit. So like we can introduce her properly. Boop boop boop. There we go. Alright, so we're playing as Periwinkle, right? And he first appeared in Nami's game First Kiss of the Spooky Soiree.
Okay.
And he's Pan, and he's adorable. But he does have a thing for witches, and especially witch boys. But this is a friend of his called Cassia, who's also a witch, and they're like kind of have been casually dating, like on and off. So this is introducing her into the game, and this is so precious. So she's like, Periwinkle, oh Cassia, so lovely to see you. Yay, I'm so glad we ran into each other. How to describe Cassia? She's exceedingly cuddly. We met at a party one night, during which she latched onto my arm and never let go. Quite endearing. Since then, we've gone on little dates from time to time. She really loves my magic, so I tend to spoil her whenever we're together. For context, he's an raw magician, so he uses his magic to make nice smells and stuff.
Aww.
Did you need something, dear? Ah, yes. I tried coming over last night, but you didn't seem to be home. Oh, you came to visit me? I'm flattered. I must have been out to dinner at the time. Sorry that I missed you. Yeah, he's out having dinner with Pastel. Oh, it's okay. I was mostly looking to talk. So, if you're available right now, do you want to go to a cafe? That sounds perfect. I would love to. So then they catch up, and this whole scene is precious. And I'm not even going to comment on it. I'm just going to read it and see how you react to it. Okay. We take our seats at the nearby cafe. It's a pleasant, sunny little place. I've come here often with all sorts of other witches. Cassia orders her usual hot chocolate with extra marshmallows, while I decide on a simple roast tea. Ooh, Periwinkle, could you make my marshmallows smell like roses too? With pleasure. Periwinkle's wand dips from his sleeve, and he gives Cassie's cup a quick little tap. Yay, it really smells just like roses. Just as you ask, dear. It may slightly affect the taste, so let me know if you'd like the spell undone. Cassia dips her spoon in and lifts a marshmallow to her lips, blowing on it lightly before popping it into her mouth. No, it's wonderful. She truly can find the joy in any little moment. Such a delight. Definitely a contender for the title of absolute cutest witch, though I would call her absolutely cute rather than the absolute cutest, because that belongs to Pastel. It takes more than cuteness alone to earn the title of absolute cutest witch. That's where the difference lies, of course. But what am I thinking? How rude it is to begin ranking my dates in such a way. He dates casually and stuff, so he's not really for relationships and stuff at the moment. Okay. I must be stuck on the thought from my earlier conversation with Astragalus, and she's like a client of his.
Yeah.
Trying to put Pastel's cuteness into words. He really is something special. It's all in the contrast. His polite, well-mannered, and proper exterior, concealing such intense desire, begging you to make the first move, and then going ahead and taking it on his own as soon as you... enough of that. There's someone else in front of me now, isn't there? Cassia continues, happily sipping her hot chocolate before speaking up again. I've missed you, Periwinkle. Here it comes. I've been so busy with packing. I haven't had a chance to see you at all. Packing? And just where are you headed off to? Oh, that's right. I never had a chance to tell you. I'm finally moving in with my partners. In 2 more days, the 3 of us will all be sleeping in the same bed. Oh, she's sweating so hard right now. Polyamory. Yay. She's so heckin' cute. Oh, that sounds cozy. Congratulations. And she's not the only polyamorous character either. There's a lot of LGBT characters in Nami's games. Yeah, how fucking cute is that though? Just precious. Yee. And then basically I'll just skim through it. She giggles and says, I've looked forward to it for so long. It sounds like you're about to enter a lovely domestic life. You deserve it. I'm really happy. But I'm speaking of my partners, you've still never met them. True, but I can imagine they're wonderful just from how you've talked about them. Right, but what if you didn't have to imagine? That's what I've been wanting to talk to you about. I was hoping we might all be able to go on a group date sometime. Oh? Yeah, because, I just think you're wonderful, Perry. I want them to know you, too. Although it sounds like a fun, I'm a bit... Wait, before you say no, they're both very easygoing and so loving and nice. I promise it won't be overwhelming. That, unfortunately, isn't where the issue lies, my dear. I know you said you didn't want to get involved before, but I just know that we would all get along so well. I'd like to reassure you however I can, but I understand if you still turn me down. And then this bit's so precious. So this is Perry, like, narrating to himself in his little flowery thought bubble.
Yeah.
And it says, matters of love are so tricky, aren't they? I still recall the first time something like this was asked of me. I had been nervous going in, but I had also never entered a group situation before. I attributed my anxiety solely to that. However, it quickly became clear that I just wasn't suited to it at all. I do love to spoil each of my partners, but strictly one at a time. Perhaps I was left scarred by the breakdown in communication, the passionate fires of a long-established romance. Surely Cassia and her partners are magnificent people. It may indeed be fun for a night, but becoming entangled in committed relationships is something I've always avoided from the beginning, isn't it? And he says, this is all very sweet of you, but I do have to decline. Oh, I can't help but feel a little broken-hearted. I apologise, truly it's nothing personal. Oh, I know, I don't take offence or anything. It's just sad, now that I'm going to be living with them and knowing you don't want to meet them. I think it's best we just break things off. Yes, I agree. As you said, it's for the best. I hope we can still be friends, though. Of course, I'm sure our paths will cross every now and again. Yeah, thank you for always treating me so well, Periwinkle. It was my pleasure. With a little love heart. And then he summarises that scene with, even casual relationships can end in breakups like this. This is largely why I tend to prefer one-night affairs. Things can just become so messy as needs evolve. As Cassie and I go our separate ways, I can't help feeling a little blue. Perhaps I'll return home for the day after all. So he actually did try polyamory out for himself, and he has nothing against it. It just personally isn't. Yeah.
Aww.
And even though that experience was really rough for him because he just couldn't handle it, he still fully supports Cassia and is like, oh, I'm so happy for you and stuff. Yeah. I'm just like, Perry's a good boy. And I love it. I told y'all. I knew she'd love this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right, babe.
Heck yeah. Okay, menu. And that was a copied file anyway, so I can delete that save slot. Oh, that's not how you do it. Node. Is this how you do it? No, let's just... I'm still getting used to, the save states, because I didn't know they were a thing till recently. Okay, I'll just proceed from here. Alright, so in case you, you'll end up hearing me anyway, but for context now, babe, basically Pastel's come back to hang out with Perry again. They've been on a couple dates, which is huge progress for him, because he does second dates, but he never goes serious with anyone.
Yeah.
But he's, quite obviously developing feelings for him.
Aww.
And it's so freaking cute. And, for this scene, Pastel has, returned to his house, and he was like, oh yeah, you said I could sample some of your, aromas and stuff, and we never got around to it, because they... Dun, 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 dun. So he's come back to, ask politely if he could, share the scents with him, and he's like, yeah, sure, so that's what he's doing now. And now it's back to you all at home watching this lovely, adorable gayness playing out. So yeah, we'll proceed from here. Is there a reason you're only naming candy flavors? Must be a coincidence. That's what I was saying when I was like, Perry, yeah, sure, okay, when you walked in. Anyway, Pastel picks out an unlabeled bottle filled with a pale pink liquid. What's this? Oh yeah, if you hear terrifying voices in the background, Alice is playing Arkham Asylum. Just massive mood change. They're like, here, have some cute gay boys.
Let me know if you need me to turn them on.
Oh no, it's fine. It should be absolutely fine, babe. Don't even worry. Ah, watch out. That one's an aphrodisiac. We'll see about that. Pastel looks eyes with Periwinkle as he opens the vial without hesitation. How bold. Oh, it's peach. I almost expected it to be overpowering. Yes, well, the aphrodisiac bit was a lie, but I'm glad you like it. You're really good at this type of magic. I've never done anything like it. Would you like to try it on? Oh, Oh, no, I don't do perfume or cologne or anything like that. You've never tried it? Oh, so would you say you're a perfume virgin then? I'm not! Who even says things like that? In my line of work, you'd be surprised. It's probably just you. Maybe so. If you're not going to try it, I'll have it back now, please. I could try. I just don't know how I'm supposed to apply it. May I? Pastel nods, handing over the small vial. Periwinkle seals the opening with his fingertip and swiftly tilts the bottle over and back. Here. Oh, the picture's such a big look.
Look at this picture.
Oh, precious.
My precious boys. I love them.
Here. He lightly rubs a spot on Pastel's neck, engulfing them both in the pleasant scent of his magic.
Oh, they're blushing at each other. Now, I've actually played this game before, but I can never get over how cute it is.
Their eyes meet, neither of them daring to be the first to move. Maybe the aphrodisiac bit wasn't a lie after all? Pastel breaks the spell, rushing forward with a sudden kiss. Yay! And then retreats just as quickly. I'm sorry, He certainly is impulsive. Not that I mind at all. Hot eyes. Woo. I'm more than happy to go along with your little game, Pastel. Oh no, my own magic is working too well. I guess there's no choice but to have my way with you, my sweet. Oh no. Pastel's half-hearted protests end there. Periwinkle's hands were already upon him, and would continue to be for the rest of the night. Chapter 3, Missteps. Yay! See, this started off casual, then here's the next scene. Over the next month or so, we fell into quite an enjoyable pattern. Yeah, my boys, let's go. Alright, so we're on to chapter 3 now. Hopefully we can finish. The chapter's not particularly long. There's like 7 if I remember correctly, but I think we'll finish either on the end of chapter 3 or 4. Depends on how I feel about the ending note, basically. Over the next month or so, we fell into quite an enjoyable pattern. Pastel would show up at my doorstep maybe once or twice a week. Sometimes we'd go out to dinner, but mostly he'd just spend the night. It was starting to become almost routine, though each visit was somehow just as exciting as the last, the details of which I'll choose to keep private for Pastel's sake. That boy is insatiable, I will say that. Inevitably, after seeing someone for long enough, one begins to pick up on their habits. Cute habits, like the way he kisses me on the cheek before rushing off to work in the early morning. The way he runs his hand through his hair when he's thinking really hard about something. He's falling in love! I know! This is why I love Nami's writing so much. It's so cute.
It is. Oh my god.
Even his knock is specific. One slightly to test the waters, a pause as he gathers his courage, then 3 firm and evenly spaced. I'm not sure which of these habits he's conscious of, but there's one I've decided he must be acting knowingly, which is his habit of leaving one. Oh, I love this chapter. I remember what happens. Which is his habit of leaving one of his personal effects behind with each visit. First, a beret. Beret? No,
Right.
No, it's like spelled Barrett. I don't think it's like beret as in the hat, because it's spelled like differently. I think Barrett is like, I don't even remember. But anyway, first that thing, then an earring, his choker, a bracelet, and then he returns after a few days with an apology, explaining he had just come to pick up whatever he'd left behind. Sure, Pastel, keep creating your little excuses to come back here. I'll happily go along with them. What fun. Yeah, you're gonna hear a lot of awing from my fiancée. She's never played this game before, and it's so goddamn cute.
It is. Oh my god.
She's gonna be so flustered with gay. We love to see it. I mean, that was basically my reaction the first time I played it as well, and it still is. What fun. I wonder what he'll come looking for this time. If I remember right, it's a jacket. Periwinkle gathers up the discarded garments that had been left strewn across his bedroom, tossing them into a pile to be dealt with later. called me out.
Too cute.
He couldn't possibly leave his underwear behind, could he? No, that would be impossible to explain. An earring, sure, but there's no way he'd walk out of here like that. Periwinkle hums to himself as he makes the bed, double-checking between the sheets while he's at it. I'm almost disappointed. It's been so consistent up until now. I suppose he could just be that forgetful. Are you sure about that? Unable to find anything of Pastel's in my bedroom, I decide to spend the rest of the morning cleaning up the place. Now mind you, I never let my house get dirty, only messy. Leaving garbage or food waste about is out of the question. Everything else, though, it's simply that many things don't make it back to their proper place. Or rather, I can never decide on a proper place for many of my things. This dude's just me. What the heck? Toss them into boxes, shuffle the boxes around the room, and suddenly they've become unmanageable piles. To truly put everything away, these would all have to be emptied and sorted. A daunting task, to be sure. But it has been a while since my last attempt. I may as well put in some effort. But where to begin? This is the good thing of him dating Pastel because he loves cleaning things. I suppose my work supplies have been a little difficult to navigate as of late. That's an achievable goal now, isn't it? And practical as well. Periwinkle begins with a box of his favourite perfumes that had been sitting out since one of Pastel's first visits. Ah, yes, the aphrodisiac. That was a fun night. He packs the bottles back into their places and closes the box, sealing them safely inside. This should go... perhaps it'd be better to set it high on the bookshelf? If I just rearrange things a bit, there should be room for everything. As Periwinkle begins setting things aside, a new pile is born, precariously teetering on the back of the couch. He places the box just where he wants it, and then stacks his various books and knickknacks around it. Just as he's made his way through half of the pile, a small portion of it topples forward, bouncing safely onto the couch cushions. Topple all you want. I was prepared. He finally notices Pastel's jacket, which had expertly blended into the blankets and cushions around it. Oh, what's this? Aha! Just when I'd finally worked up the energy to clean up around here, what do I find? Yes, this is no mere case of forgetfulness. It was indeed a little game all along. Periwinkle giddily laughs to himself, excited to have been proven right. God, I wish I had a jacket like his, because it's so freaking cute. You've escalated it too far, Pastel. To leave your jacket behind is just ridiculous. He leaves me no choice. I'll just have to return this myself. Periwinkle abandons what he was doing and skips off to his room to get dressed. Oh yeah, I can dress him. Well, I can't dress him, but I can give him, little accessories. The lightings go really nice with that outfit. And the light choker. Yay! I hadn't had a chance to return to Atelier Suite since first meeting Pastel. He was the one always showing up on my doorstep after all, and there's no need. It's about time I paid him a visit, yes? And whoa, I could restock on my favorite candies as well. See, I love this bit because you get to actually see Syrup from Syrup and the Ultimate Sweet and Gumdrop, but you can still play this game without having to play Syrup to, it doesn't take anything away from the game.
Yeah.
And it doesn't spoil any... Well, okay, it spoils a tiny bit from the Syrup in the sense that, Gumdrop still works there. Because this follows directly on from the Pastel ending of Syrup. At least that's how I've interpreted it anyway, because there's 10 different endings you can get. And the Pastel ending, I won't spoil it for you, if you end up wanting to find out the ending, you can either play it or you could just watch my video on it.
Yeah, I definitely am gonna play
yeah.
at some point.
And to me the Pastel ending is canon. Because it's the one that makes the most sense. Pastel's a super important character in the game to begin with, and also the things he says to Perry in this game, like, follow on from, like, he talks about stuff that he does in the Pastel ending. So I'm just assuming that has to be the canon ending, which I'm glad about because it's my favourite ending to begin with. So, I won't spoil it. I mean, obviously, you all watching, you know what the ending is if you've seen the previous video. If you haven't, then, what are you doing here? No, I'm kidding, but, yeah, I mean, you can still play this without having to play Syrup, and it doesn't take any of the joy away from this game. It's still complete on its own, but it's just better if you play Syrup first, and also Spooky Soiree, so that you can be invested in Perry and Pastel and know exactly who they are. I played this before I played Spooky Soiree, so I only knew what game he was from. I didn't know what he was like other than what I learned about him in this game.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that I did eventually play Spooky Soiree, because he doesn't show up in it much. You've got to, like, kind of look for him. But he's precious. He's so precious. He's our favourite pansexual witch, and you love to see it.
Do love to see.
Yeah. And so, upon reaching Atelier Suites, though, I hesitate. Would it be rude to barge in while he's working? I just know I wouldn't be able to resist teasing him. As not to become a nuisance, I shall make my presence known from here. Periwinkle boldly approaches the bench directly in front of the candy shop and sits down. Oh, I think I might end it on the end of this chapter, actually, because I remember how it ends, and it'll be like... It'll be an interesting note to end on. All while wearing Pastel's forgotten jacket. And look! He's actually wearing the jacket!
Oh,
yeah!
geez.
Let's go! That's literally what I would do.
So cute. Oh my gosh.
I mean, I say that's what I would do, but I'm always the one leaving my stuff here at Alice's. She can verify herself.
I can verify, and I love it because it gives me something that smells of you.
Although I don't leave it deliberately, but it works out fine anyway. And now we wait. Heart. A few minutes pass. I could see Pastel through the shop window. He's currently preoccupied with a customer. Luckily, I brought a lunch, a simple peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Will he notice me before I finish it? The customer is walking out now. Ah, our eyes met. Love heart. Pastel turns away, pacing a bit. I take another bite of my sandwich, still watching intently. He stops for a moment in front of the door behind the register, until finally making his way out of the store, broom in hand. But instead of coming over right away, he turns his back to me, sweeping the sidewalk in front of the entrance. Perhaps he has a strict supervisor? Yes, he does! Ding, ding, ding! Bingo! He keeps glancing over his shoulder. Just come over here, you silly boy. His face is quite red, so I could say with confidence that I've successfully overwhelmed him once again. I finish my sandwich by the time he approaches. He takes a seat on the opposite end of the bench. Oh, he's so blushy! He's so blushy! That's his, like, normal look, like, in his uniform. He's so precious. I thought you were ignoring me. No, I was just trying to decide what to do. Was this a bad time to return your jacket? Well, not the worst time.
Okay.
Yeah.
You should probably wrap up and stuff like chapter.
Cool. I think I'm near the end of the chapter anyway, so I will wrap it up very soon. I'll wrap it up real fast. Periwinkle unzips the jacket and shuffles out of it, casually folding it onto his lap. I found it whilst I was cleaning up the place. I suppose I could have waited for you to return, but since I was in the area... No, dude, you literally went out of your way just to fluster him. Right, sorry. It's my fault for leaving it behind in the first place. Pastel can barely look me in the eye. It doesn't stop him from stealing glances at what I'm wearing. But who could resist that? I wore my cutest dress for this. Something seems a little off, though. He's usually a bundle of nerves, yes, but this is a bit much. I'll get right to the point, then. Oh, Pastel, you know you don't have to plant excuses just to visit me. I wasn't planting anything. I just forgot it on my way out. I find that hard to believe, considering you've forgotten exactly one thing each time you visit. Really, you should be more honest. Sorry. Thank you for returning it. Oh, it's my pleasure. It gave me a good excuse to see your flustered little face again. Periwinkle sets the jacket on the empty space between them and rises to take his leave, but Pastel gently grasps his wrist before he goes. I know! I literally cried when I finished this skit. Like, I cried at a few points, but I cried when I finished it. I was like, oh. And it's got a nice, happy, wholesome ending, so. Perry, I'm, sorry I made you think I was ignoring you. I was only teasing, my sweet. Still, I can't, I'm just not ready to be open about who I see outside of work. I like to keep things very discreet. I don't want to have to explain anything to my friends. I die of embarrassment. So that's why. Understood. I'm actually used to being someone's little secret. No, that didn't sound quite right. What I'm trying to say is, I don't mind at all. From now on, I'll just continue to let you come to me. Thank you. Sorry. I don't want you to keep apologizing for, Pastel. I'll see you around, yes? Pastel nods and finally lets go of his wrist. A misstep. A huge misstep. I should have guessed it from the hints he's given. Just a few things he said here and there. It was enough to put it together, wasn't it? The most obvious one being that he always comes to me and not the other way around. Our comfortable pattern that I recklessly interrupted. I should have known from previous encounters with closeted individuals. What's supposed to be a fun surprise appearance can turn so quickly into a desperate rally to cling to normalcy, carefully constructed lies to conceal a piece of yourself that may not be accepted, whether it's by the individual themselves or by their loved ones. Certainly an unenviable position to find oneself in. Pastel and I had been seeing a lot of each other during this past month. Was this the inevitable breaking point then? It can only become more complicated from here. But it was going so perfectly for so long. Perhaps I'm being overdramatic. Yeah, literally. That's literally all this is. He just overthinks everything. I haven't grown tired of him at all, which is precisely the problem. Unwilling to return home so soon, I walk in the direction of the apothecary. Astragalus will be able to knock some sense in me. She always does. And then I'll finish the chapter after the conversation with Astra, because Astragalus is the best girl. Astragalus, are you busy? I know that whine. You've shifted into dramatic bitch mode. Take pity on me. I'm having a bad day. All right, you baby. Tell me what happened. Things are slow today anyhow. Astragalus listened patiently as I explained the events of the day. I've learned to come straight to her whenever I find myself unable to make a decision. The only thing he does straight. Hey! Although she often puts things far too bluntly, I do always end up feeling more grounded after her consolation. So, you're upset because you overstepped his bounds. Accidentally! You always leave out key information! And now you think it's over between you two. When you put it like that, I really do sound dramatic. I mean, you are, but you also have a point. If you want to avoid things getting complicated, this is your sign to get out. I gotta say though, for two guys who aren't in a committed relationship, you sure do sound like you're in one. Ding, 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 ding. It's purely casual. I've still been seeing a few others in the midst of this. But all you talk about is Pastel. Every time you come in here. I know. I just wish I hadn't gone to return the jacket. It was supposed to be fun, but now... Yeah, honestly, I think he's being unfair. He shows up to your place whenever he wants, right? Yes, but I don't have anything else going on. He has a respectable job and all. Sounds like you just have less self-respect and this guy isn't treating you right. Now that's unfair. He simply said he wasn't ready. It doesn't mean... Making excuses now? You are really hung up on him. This is too hilarious to watch. Enough! I blushes in gay. I simply cannot help it if he's just the cutest thing. Of course I don't want to stop seeing him. At that moment, a familiar chime sounded, marking a customer's arrival. I tell him... Alright, yeah, I keep forgetting that bit's still in his voice. Like, that's literally his thought cloud. Oh, is this the customer I think it is? At that moment, a familiar chime sounded, marking a customer's arrival. I turned my head instinctively to see... It is not the customer I thought, but it's even better.
babe, kitty girl. She's the main character's familiar in Spooky Soiree, and in the canon ending, you play you play as the witch anyway. But in the canon ending, you actually end up with the familiar, and they're actually in a romantic relationship in this game. And here's Jam. This is what I was telling you all about the other day. They're back.
Periwinkle! Oh my god, you look so cute today! Why, thank you. I certainly didn't expect to see you here, Jam.
Astragalus walks into the back room, still laughing at Periwinkle's expense.
I've been coming here to buy your magic. Remember when you did a little demo for everyone at that one party? You totally sold me on it back then.
I've done a few, so I can't recall, but I'm happy to hear it regardless.
So what are you doing here? On a date or on a job?
No date today. I ruined my chance at that.
Aw, man, what? That's such a bummer. Really never thought I'd hear of the day you of all people couldn't get a date, though. You date like everyone.
It'd be more accurate to say I go on dates with everyone rather than actually date them.
Same diff. You're like the thirst master.
She's right. It's not as if pastel is my only option if I'm looking for a good time.
Anyway, are you going to Cherville's party tonight?
Oh, I actually know who Cherville is now. Now that I'm replaying this a second time, because I played this before Spooky Soiree, so I didn't know who Cherville was. I was just like, oh, it's just a friend. But he's one of the people you can kiss at the Spooky Soiree.
Yay. Anyway, are you going to Cherville's party tonight?
No, this is the first I've heard of it. He's throwing yet another soiree?
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't know.
I suppose I've been more out of the loop on these things than usual. Yeah, because you've been too busy being heckin' gay all over the place. I haven't bothered with as many parties since.
Well, you should come. They're good luck. Like, in terms of love and romance. I mean, I'm finally dating my best friend thanks to that last one.
Marzipan, wasn't it? You weren't together before that?
You knew everyone thought we were. So embarrassing.
That hits different now that I've played Spooky Soiree. It's so cute because when you pursue the jam ending as Marzipan, you keep failing to get dates, and then one of the characters called Strudel ends up making you learn why you keep failing at smooching someone, because everyone just assumes that Marzipan and Jam are already together. Because they're just that cute together. And everyone just assumes that they're a couple, and Jam's like, oh no, I brought you here to try and wingman you and I ruined your chances. And she gets so upset about it. And then when you talk to her, after the game, I mean, the people watching already know this because I already did the jam ending on the last video.
Yeah.
But she ends up basically you go outside and she gets upset because she thinks that she's ruining your chances and stuff. And then she ends up revealing how she feels about you, and one of the bits that hit me really hard was when she says when you said that, because basically Marzipan's goal is just to get her first kiss, basically. And she was like, when you said anyone will do, I thought you meant anyone but me. Not in a mean way, I just thought I wasn't an option. I'm like, oh. And then they just basically end up admitting that they both like each other. And then they kiss and hug. Well, they hug first. Marzipan's like, can I give you a hug? And it's just so cute. And then they just laugh at how stupid they've been and just not realizing, because the whole dumb useless lesbians. But yeah, literally they just laugh about it, and Jam's like, fuck, we're so gay. And then they end up smooching and you get the jam end, and it's canon! And it's so freaking cute. You can smooch I think there's 10 different people you can smooch.
Yeah.
In Spooky Soiree. Periwinkle is actually one of them. But obviously this game follows on from the Marzipan and Jam ending, because obviously they're together at this point. And then it follows on from the Pastel ending. So basically, timeline-wise, you'd take the canon Jam ending of Spooky Soiree, the canon pastel ending of Syrup and Perry and Pastel would meet on that path, if that makes sense. So yeah, now that I've actually played Spooky Soiree, playing this again with context as to like who the heck Marzipan and Jam are, now that I've actually played that game, is just so sweet. I'm just like, oh, I love that. I love that so much. Ah, Marzipan, wasn't it? You weren't together before that? Ah, I knew everyone thought we were. Oh, so embarrassing. I guess what matters is we could finally be totally honest with each other, though. Ah, I'm really happy. Well, congratulations. You deserve that happiness. Yeah, so like, if you ever need relationship advice, I'm your gal. Oh, but I guess you wouldn't, since you don't actually date anyone. Periwinkle hears Astrago snorting with laughter in the background. How dare she? I came here to be comforted, not ridiculed. Jam, dear, what time did you say that party started? Oh, like a few hours from now, I think. Sorry, I can never remember the time difference between here and the Netherworld. And now that I've played Contract Demon, I know what the Netherworld is. It's all coming together. No matter, these things tend to go all night, and I prefer to arrive fashionably late. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to return home to freshen up before the soiree. Sure, see you there. Oh, I loved it. Okay, we gotta finish after the soiree scene. I forgot about that.
Okay.
We'll wrap up on this at the end of the soiree. Periwinkle marches home in a huff. Astragalus thinks I'm lacking in self-respect. I'll show her. I mean, he kinda is though, that's the thing. Like, she's not entirely right about Pastel, but that's just because she hasn't, like, met him yet, and she acknowledges that later on. She's like, I'm sorry I, like, assumed and stuff. I was only going off, like, what you told me, but he actually sounds like a really good guy. And it's so sweet. Anyway, I won't spoil anymore now. So we're gonna go to another spooky soiree. Woohoo! And then we're gonna wrap up the video there, and we'll continue Starry Flowers another time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to find someone to spoil me tonight. I just remembered one of my favourite characters is in this chapter. Well, like, one of my favourite background characters. He's so cute. I'm going to find someone to spoil me tonight. Netherworld parties happen to be the perfect venue, always filled with cute faces I haven't yet encountered. Plenty of incubi as well. They live to please their partners. It's been a while since I've slept with a demon. I'm looking forward to this now. So we'll go with Demon Horns and Fairy Wings. He looks adorable and everything. He's a fashion icon.
You look adorable and everything.
You look adorable and everything. Ooh. And so, a few hours later. And this scene will be what we wrap up on. Oh my god, it's literally almost the exact same background from Spooky Soiree. Amazing. Periwinkle arrives at the soiree. Let's see, who looks available? That's Strudel, the one who said that she assumed that they were already in a relationship. And then that's Sherville there. Now I actually know who these people are. Yay! Well, some of them anyway. I don't know who all of them are. Let's see, who looks available? Scanning the room, he spots both Jam and Sherville happily chatting with the other guests. Sherville himself certainly isn't a bad lay, but I couldn't go stealing the host of the party. Periwinkle begins to gravitate towards the snack table, still scoping out the various partygoers. Plenty of candidates to choose from, however will I decide. See, he's just a little hoe. I love him. Before he can make up his mind about who to approach, a taller demon slides into the empty space beside him to start a conversation. There he is!
Aww. He's a soft boy.
He's a soft boy. Lots of cute witches at this soiree, huh? Oh, so it's been decided for me. I'm already being spoiled. I didn't come here for the witches. Ha! I'm Cardamon. Periwinkle. So this is gonna sound weird, but do I know you from somewhere? Your dreams, perhaps? Wink. Nah, for real. Something about your face is just so familiar. I remember why he's familiar now. I remember.
I frequent these type of events, so it's likely we've crossed paths at some point. That's not it. I would have tried hitting on you if we did. Well, you're certainly free to do so now. I'll give it a shot, with your permission, huh? We love and stand consent in these games. Nami's really good at, like, writing, like, consent stuff in these games, and you love to see it. This one isn't bad. I do appreciate how straightforward he's being. So, what are you here for, if not the witches? I had intended to find someone to spoil me, and incubi are rumored to be good for exactly that. We are. So the rumors are true? I'm in luck then. Would you happen to have any friends who would be interested in dancing with a cute little witch like me? I could ask around. Or, better idea, you could just settle for me. I suppose you'll do. Aw. I present my hand, and Cardamon gives... I don't know if I'm saying it right. It might be Cardamon, actually. Or Cardamon? I'll say Cardamon. And Cardamon gives an exaggerated bow. He pulls me in, albeit a little clumsily, with his gigantic demon hands. Always enjoyable to be swept up in the arms of a larger man. My own hand is almost entirely consumed by his. Unlike with pastels, which fit so... Pastel? Am I still comparing everyone to him? I shake the thought and return to the moment. Ah, look how cute that is, though.
Aww.
The pair twirls around the dance floor, losing themselves in the music. After a while, Cardamon suddenly speaks up. Oh, I think I just realized where I know you from. Really now? Okay, for those who watched the first part of this video, do you remember when I mentioned how hard this one particular line hit, where he said that his previous job was stressful for him, whereas this new job that job that he has now is a lot more relaxing for him. This is actually goes into why he said that. Yeah, you were in the magazine I work for. I'm an editor. We used your photos for an issue a couple years back. Ah, what a coincidence. I did used to do some modelling in the past. And in the past it shall remain. I'm in a different line of work now. Ah, really? That's too bad. I always thought you looked amazing. I appreciate that. Well, this certainly complicates things. I'd much prefer to have been complete strangers. How unfortunate, just when I was beginning to enjoy myself. Wow, I can't believe I ran into you like this. Maybe it's a sign? A sign? Of what, dare I ask? That you should come back to modelling. I can get you in our magazine again if you're interested, that is. I appreciate the offer, but I've moved on. It put too much of a strain on my relationship with fashion, among other things. See, and like, that's really important because it took him a while to like reclaim his control and power with fashion. It's such a huge part of his life.
Yeah.
And modelling tainted that for him. It made it too stressful for him. So he gave it up, but he's managed to be now in a position where he's comfortable with being as fashionable and glamorous as he wants for him and not for other people.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Oh, well, at least take my card in case you change your mind. No, thank you. I don't see that happening. Oh, come on, you'd be so great. It feels like such a waste of talent. I'm quickly growing tired of this. Thank you for the dance, but I really should be going now. Huh? Sure. This was fun. Perhaps we'll meet again sometime. Yeah. Aww. Aww, you pumpkin background. I didn't expect to be reminded of my modelling days of all things. Although his excitement was understandable, the way he went about it certainly ruined the mood. I hate to admit it, but I'd gone into this night far too unstable to begin with, for such a small thing to get to me. I'm not even here on my own terms, am I? This was all to prove a point. That's certainly not in the spirit of a friendly soiree. It's best I just return home and... Periwinkle, wait! He turns his head to find that Cardamon has chased after him, stumbling into the lonely night air. Hey, I'm sorry if I said anything to upset you. Upset me? Perish the thought. It's simply that I'm feeling a little off tonight. I realized I may have come here for the wrong reasons. Look, I'm sorry that I suddenly started talking about work. That wasn't why I approached you at all. You came here for a good time, right? Well, a party's definitely the place to find it.
Heck, it's what I'm here for too, so you're not wrong to come looking for that. He's completely misread the situation, although it is starting to look salvageable from here. Anyway, please forget about the magazine stuff. It doesn't matter. We were having fun before that, right? Dancing was nice, yes. I want to do more than just dance with you. Oh, there it is. Now we're getting somewhere. More than dance, and what could that mean? Oh, well, don't make me spell it out. A kiss, perhaps? Sure, and, well, whatever else you'd like to do. As an incubus, I live to please. Since he apologized, I may as well. Kissing is a fine start. Cardamom holds out his arms, inviting Periwinkle into a soft embrace. Periwinkle's hands glide up his chest, and he wraps his arms around the demon's neck. Their faces just inches apart. He pauses. I expected him to close the gap. Pastel would have kissed me. I've grown far too accustomed to that, so I automatically... Shit, this was a mistake. There it is! As soon as he's about to get smooched, he thought of Pastel. Oh, baby boy. Periwinkle gives him a light peck on the cheek before pulling away. My apologies, I do actually need to get going now. Huh? I shouldn't have led you on. I'm terribly sorry. Oh, no, don't worry about that. If you don't want to, it's fine. I'm a little confused, though. Did I do something wrong? No, it's not you. You're very nice. Very firm muscles. Thanks. If it were any other night, things would have gone very differently. Please believe me when I say that. Seriously, is all this mysterious talk supposed to make me want you less? I'm sure you'll have great luck with the witches inside. You're very charming. Damn well, alright. Get home safe, Periwinkle. Hope to see you again on any other night, like you said. Thank you for keeping me entertained. Farewell. Bloosh. I shouldn't have come. What exactly have I proven here tonight? That I'm willing to pursue the first pink-haired boy I come across out of sheer desperation? I wanted the stragglers to be wrong for once. To admit that I'm hung up on someone is just... I don't feel like myself at all. And now he's back home. Periwinkle arrives home, lazily slipping out of his shoes and dress. He tosses his hat somewhere and collapses onto the couch. Yeet! And we will end that there, and we'll make sure I actually save it, because it would be not great if I didn't save it at this point. In fact, I'll save it over 2 files just to be on the safe side.
Just to be ultra triple sure.
Yeah. Alright, so... yeah. He is back home in his cozy little abode. And that is where we are going to leave it for tonight. So, sorry I couldn't complete it. I always forget, how long these things take to complete. It's not actually a long visual novel. On average, it takes about, I think 2, maybe 2.5 hours to complete.
Reading it makes it take more time.
Yeah, exactly. Reading it and voice acting it out loud, it's a whole different thing. And then obviously I was showing Alice stuff from it as well, which delightfully she took very well to, which I thought she would. But yeah, it's just, as you can all tell from the whole week that I dedicated to Nom Nom Nami visual novels in the series, I love Nami's games so much. I can't wait to play more of them. This will be the second to last Nami game that we will play for this series specifically. I will return... It's Thursday tomorrow, isn't it, babe? Yeah, well, technically today now, because it's now past midnight, so... the plan is, I will hopefully be playing Nami's new game that just released, literally not even, about 24 hours ago, called Bad End Theatre, and it looks fantastic, and whereas this visual novel we're playing is completely linear and it's just playing through a story, Bad End Theatre, nothing like that. It's much less linear like all the other games we've been playing, and apparently it is the least linear out of all of Nami's games. It's going to have so many different routes and endings like you would not believe, and And Nami herself said that they're very excited to see other people playing through it because each playthrough is going to be so unique to everyone.
So
and
cool.
yeah, so I'm super excited to give that a try. You can play as the hero, the maiden, the henchman, or the overlord.
Wow.
And you basically just choose everything they do. I mean, it's in a theatre. You basically set out a play. You're the director, and you're the director and the cast itself, and it looks really meta, and it looks really cute and really interesting and fun. So I will definitely be giving that a play, and that'll be the last Nami game for this Halloween series. It won't be the last Nami game I play for this channel because she has a bunch of other games. But there's only like so much of the series I could dedicate to Nami games. I couldn't dedicate the whole series to it because of all the other Halloween related stuff I wanted to do. But I mean, obviously this one's nicely Halloween related because cute witch boys dating cute witch boys and demons and stuff like that. So yay! So yeah, that has been Starry Flowers for this part of the series. We will be back with it another time, just on its own thing. So, yeah, that's all I have time for tonight. So, technically I'm uploading this late because technically it's Thursday now, but never mind. It's okay. It's still Wednesday somewhere in the world. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed this game. If you would like to watch how the rest of the game plays out, then either feel free to download the game yourself and play through it, or you could just watch me play it sometime next month. I don't know when exactly it'll be, but I will definitely get round to finishing it as soon as we can. We're currently about halfway through the story at the moment, but don't worry, it's lovely and fluffy and precious, and it has a happy ending, and it's super gay, and you love to see it, and we stand the best boys. So yay! So yep, that'll be all for tonight. So thank you so much for joining me and my lovely fiance Alice. She blows a kiss to the stream. And yeah, that'll be it. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday/Thursday, or maybe even Friday if you're that far enough into the future. Yeah, take care, enjoy your life. I never know how to do these outros. I will see you all next time. Bye bye. Boop.